Now, the other thing that indicated to me that maybe you were stuck at home bored all week was I got
It's not the desperate text, please talk to me.
I mean, that was a giveaway, sure, but I got a phone call with a bit of a hypothetical.
I don't remember this.
You said if...
Oh, I do remember this. Yeah.
If I called you on the day of my wedding...
Yes, I do remember this. I don't know why I was thinking about it. Mm-hmm. But basically, I wanted to know, like, so imagine it's the day of my wedding. Obviously, you're going to be there. And my partner had just said to me, like, I'm sorry, on the day, like, abandon me at the altar, basically. Pre-altar, but on the day, like, sorry, I can't go through with this. I don't think I want to be married.
Yeah, let's say, like, an hour before the event or something.
Would you then marry me instead? Stand up there with me and go through with it with me?
And I said, no, why would anyone do that?
Well, no, what was funny about the conversation is I said, hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so imagine it's my wedding day and my partner says he doesn't want to go through with it. And then I paused and you said...
Would I take your boyfriend's place?
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah, I could tell by the tone of your voice where this was going. I'm like, I don't know why that's what came to your mind.
So you can tell where I'm going, but not where a beanie's going.
I had to pick a lane, I guess. But so why do you need someone to step in is my question.
I didn't think of that before you asked, but I was just like,
We've promised a wedding.
Yeah, I was just like, it'd be
like,
less embarrassing if I just
It's
go
not a
through with
boxing
it.
match where it's like people have got their tickets, so the show must go on.
I feel like it might be. Like, okay, I wasn't trying to disguise you as him or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't like, if we slick your hair a little and like put some height in your shoes, like you might be able to pretend to be him.
Here's like 5 key facts about my partner that if you can just reel them off, maybe you'll trick some
When we
people.
get to the vows, if you could say these key things.
I loved it when we looked down at my cue cards, met at that party.
Yeah. I really enjoy my job in tech. I don't know where, I guess I was quite sick with COVID, but in my fevered mind, I was like, it feels like I have to go through with a wedding for everybody.
I promised a wedding.
So I just basically was like, I feel like at that stage, I'll be so flustered. I'll be like, well, let's just get up there and get this wedding done, and then we'll take it from there.
And you were like promising we could, get annulled or something.
Well, you were like, would it be a legal marriage?
Yeah.
And I was initially like, I guess no. Like, we'd just say to the celebrant, like, just go through the motions, but we won't actually sign anything.
Yeah.
Which I think is illegal, but again, irrelevant.
I mean, we could replace the celebrant as well.
Yeah. Oh my God, we can replace all the guests.
Well, if
we
you're
can
doing
replace
that,
me.
Well, this is the thing. My assumption is most people at the wedding will be probably mutual friends of ours, or at least have met me at some point.
But that's what I love about it. Do you think people would be like, nobody's lost her mind?
Yeah, I think that's
or would
exactly
they be like, what a plot twist. I guess she's marrying Ben now.
If you don't preface it with any explanation...
Yeah, that's what I love about it.
No, people are going to be so confused.
Exactly. What do you think? Do you think they'll be like, obviously she's been left to the altar? Or would they... Because I'm not going to fan flames any direction. I feel like I could possibly skate by the loss of my partner who's just abandoned me and be like... People might be like, oh, I guess she was in love with Ben the whole time. And that's what's happened.
But why wouldn't you say, come to Ben and nobody's wedding?
Because it just happened that day where I was like, I can't live without you. The day of my wedding, I realised you're the one for me.
But then you also have to get up and say, like, I know you expected
no,
to
but
see
I
someone
won't.
else
I'll
up
just
here.
be like surprised and just see how they take that.
So they won't take it well, I suspect. I feel like it's going to be the world's most
my
tense
partner's
ceremony.
Family less well.
Yeah, for one. Like, they might even have some questions. Like, you might not get through the whole
You feel
spiel.
like people would be like, sorry, I just...
Yeah, I've got to stop you here.
Yeah.
We came to see the other guy. What the fuck is going on? And I'd be just shrugging up the top. I'm like,
well, you said you wouldn't, so you wouldn't be shrugging at the top. And I was hurt.
But I also... Okay, just, like, what do I do then? Am I stone-faced? Do I have to say, like, I love her?
No. You do have to say, I do. Love not required.
But do I say anything?
No.
Like, when they're like, what's going on? And I'm just mute.
Yes.
What do you do?
You can say, we're getting married.
And what's your explanation?
Shut up, we're getting married.
Then they're definitely like, she's lost her mind. We got to go look for her boyfriend because he might be in trouble. Like, is he locked in a trunk somewhere? I'm worried for his safety. Because remember when we went to our friend Brennan and Kat's wedding?
Right.
When halfway through the ceremony, they said, we have to speed things up because Pickle's about to bust a nut up here, meaning they had brought their dog and she was getting antsy.
I don't think she was getting antsy in that way, though.
In the way I hope not.
No, exactly. I think that was not an accurate description.
But the important part, the reason I bring this up is because remember the look across the aisle that we gave each other at that moment?
It was a mixture between like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. This has blown my mind. It's amazing.
Yeah. I feel like your entire, let's say, 20-minute celebration, ceremony.
It's almost like you're in high school, like year 7 maybe, and a teacher said fuck. And you're like,
well,
that's how it felt.
It's because it's the celebrant saying a word. It's like a newsreader when they accidentally slip up and say shit or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
that's how it felt. You're like, you what?
Yeah.
You what? This is
It was the best.
Ma'am, this is a wedding.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we both loved it, but also there was some high eyebrows raised in that moment. I feel like that is going to be the general vibe of your entire ceremony.
And I love that vibe for my wedding. If everyone's sitting there with high eyebrows like, what? That is not me.
It's true. But then at no point do you want to just reassure people that you haven't gone nuts and you're like, okay, I love Ben now. Go along with it. But why do you think that's better than saying, sorry, I know I brought you all here to experience me and my partner's wedding. He got cold feet last minute, but let's still have a good time.
I feel like
we
that's
paid for
downer.
the open bar. It's a downer for like a minute.
It's maybe not for me.
No, sure. But like, you're
like
going to be bummed either
party.
way. You fake marrying me is not going to lift your spirits enough to be like,
in fact, I think that might make it worse.
Yeah. No one's going to come to that. I think people would still party.
Do you think so? I feel like people would not party.
If they've blocked out
I keep thinking for some reason of my partner's grandma and she wouldn't.
Is she going to party anyway? I feel like, she's probably old enough that you can't expect too much out of her regardless of the level of love in the room. I really feel like people are like,
no, I'm out of here. I think it'd be a very small group spending a lot of money.
Okay, that sounds good too. Either way, it's better than like this sham marriage that we've supposedly putting on for everyone. Because it's like, yes, there's going to be an initial shock factor and you're like, oh my God. But then you're going to get a lot of sympathy.
So yeah, what if I then got up the front and told the truth and said, look, my partner got cold feet.
Yeah.
But given that we're all here, I kind of just want to get married. So Ben's agreed. We're going to give it a go.
I think people would just feel bad for you. Which is not what you want on your wedding day, even if
I think they're going to feel bad for me anyway in this circumstance.
Yeah, but they'll feel worse.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny.
I mean, it is, but also people would just worry for your sanity, I think. They're like, oh my God, like this was the final straw that broke.
She really has lost her mind marrying Ben.
Like, we'll stick around for this train wreck, but we got to really make sure she's checked into a hospital tomorrow.
I just think it would be, I don't know, now the holes you're poking in it make a lot more sense. And I'm like, I'm not really sure why I raised this question.
In the depths of COVID, it seemed like the logical explanation.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, I'm finding it very hard to defend what I said because I'm definitely on your side now. But at the time, I was affronted that you wouldn't. I was pissed. I was like, this is supposedly one of my best friends not willing to help me out in a time of need and do me a solid.
No, I feel like I'm helping you out
but
by talking you down. If anything.
Yeah. Well, I guess, would my COVID brain be more like me under that level of emotional stress, though? So you might have to. Because I guess, like, a COVID brain is not unlike a abandoned bride brain.
Well, let's hope your partner follows through and I don't have to do all this. But I do think if you've got, like, how many people are coming to your wedding? Like,
I have no idea.
Like, let's say, like, 80 to 100 people.
Yeah.
if they were blocked out an afternoon, it's like, this is my day.
Well, I feel
going
like
to
I've
this
invited
wedding.
like 100. I feel like 40 will actually show up.
I mean, regardless,
So
that's
then like 20 will hang out to party if there's no wedding.
I feel like if
You feel like you pick up extras.
you've got your 40 closest friends,
Yeah.
sure, maybe like some of the groom's side of the family might
Like,
leave.
trickle away.
Yeah, but you're still left with like a good, let's say like 60% of the party at that point, where it's like, I don't care what the occasion is. I just heard open bar.
I guess I could also be like, well, as it turns out, like there's only 40 of us, so I guess it's not a wedding anymore. Like, bring your friends.
Yeah, you say that like you can't have fun with 40 people and
I can't have fun with 40
unlimited amount of
people.
drinks.
It's sounding more fun.
Yeah.
Midnight Crisis.